This is the declaration of the dawn of the new age of compassion. This is the direction, this is what is now through various kinds of preparations slowly coming to manifest. And this is what we need to go consciously into living. And this is now the time where many signs from all sides have made it visible and possible that we can say now the age of compassion has begun. The primary difference between the previous age and the new age of compassion is that it is a shift in the very basic emphasis. The previous approach was keeping the human being more or less on the level of the animal, treating the human being, connecting to each other on the level of fear and force. And that way we managed a certain kind of outward behavior, but mostly it led to lots of suppression, because out of fear and the force and powerful way of imposing things, many things could be suppressed, but that is not solved, that is not clear. And also certain things can be manipulated through greed and temptations. So it is a difference from an age of fear and greed being the basis of human connections into an age where we connect with each other sympathetically, consciously, compassionately. And that is creating an atmosphere for everybody to accept themselves and respect themselves. And this is also the basic difference. We are beginning to accept each other as unique manifestations of this mystery of life. This is going to have deep implications in all levels of manifest life, because when within ourselves the acceptance and respect towards ourselves begins, then it will go on in all areas, and that has to happen. That is the direction. So it has to be on various levels: the religions, the politics, the social structures, the function of the United Nations. All this has to be very consciously brought into such an orientation so that it becomes possible also to support it through the structural processes of the society. Of course, it is an individual initiative, it is an individual step which is decisive, which is going to make all the difference. But it can be through the support from the surroundings, facilitated, encouraged. And that is going to make a great impact in the whole life process, where the human beings can at last naturally start growing into their humanness and be loving to each other without always suspiciously in fear, competing and comparing and going into all kind of competitions with each other in every level. This has been a misunderstanding which has been leading humanity into so much misery. You can see that a great amount of, especially the modern society, who has been taking it very far, is under all kind of psychological problems, lots of people going into depression and escape through alcohol and drugs and many other self-destructive processes. And people are trying to settle with all kind of alternatives which are not really healthy. You cannot just have only relationships on a virtual level with each other. You cannot reduce everything into just the peripheral and superficial way of being with each other. And this is very, very important. So we have to have a different orientation in the way religions are approaching. For example, they have to shift from the approach of power and trying to control and creating fear in people and going into the approach of punishment, into making it visible that religion is that what brings oneself in reality deeply together, not creates split and divisions in the human beings. And that has to come when the religions are emphasizing on their origins, connecting to their founders' principles and the experiential understanding, because that is going to make all the difference. When there are people who go into the mystical, deeper experience of religious teachings, then out of the understanding, spontaneously, there will arise a quality of compassion and love, which is giving orientations but not trying to impose it through fear and not wanting to punish and not creating guilt feelings and not condemning and making it very, very difficult for human beings to accept and to grow in a healthy way. So there has to be more acceptance and respect for the uniqueness of each religion, so that religions are not going into comparison and competition with each other and are not promoting that kind of an attitude, but really focus on the religious values. And that means also coming together on a certain level to have common places where people, whatever be their religious orientation, they can find support from some religiously based, mystically oriented human beings who have understanding, who have experienced, and who can give from their understanding and experience the insights and share with them what is valuable. Because each human being is deep within carrying the quality of love and friendship. Each human being carries within the potential of joy and celebration. So what should be the orientation is to help human beings to come in touch with this dimension, rather than fighting the darkness, fighting the negative. This has to be consciously bringing attention to that what is essential and valuable. And when people come to realize it, out of their realization, they will spontaneously be doing that what is creative, valuable, sensible, loving, So the whole approach of punishment has to be removed and reconsidered so that there can be support for people who have gone in wrong directions, who have trapped in them, who are in some way entangled in it. Not to condemn them and to take revenge on them and to be going with our uncleared anger and bitterness, but to see that everybody is in the process of discovering themselves in their way, trying to find some orientation, some hold in their life, to live happily and joyously, to find love, to find a place in this world. So we have to be aware of this deep longing and the deep reality of each human being, and with this understanding and respect, all our activities, all our connections have to be based. So this is in a concise way the orientation of it. We will have more detailed possibilities of bringing this into visibility. So to begin with, we start with this.